Welcome to Astrodology, the podcast that brings you knowledge, wisdom, and principles that can help you find the peace and comfort we all seek and deserve in our lives. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my podcast, Astrodology with Astrid. I'm really excited today because we're talking about this full moon in Capricorn. This is also a super full moon. When a super moon comes in, it means the moon is closer to the earth, bringing bigger and brighter energy than usual. When the moon is closer, it shines a brighter cosmic spotlight on things. This is one of the brightest full moons of 2023. It is said that if we look in the southeast direction after sunset, we can watch its rise. This delicious full moon in Capricorn, this super moon, is coming in on Monday, July 3rd, 4:38 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So when we wake up on July 3rd, we will be living and embracing the energy of the full moon already. This Capricorn full moon is occurring during Cancer season. Typically, I love when water signs and earth signs are together energetically. However, Cancer season and the Capricorn full moon can represent some polarities of energies. Now, all polarities are not bad. Capricorn, famous for accountability, productivity, dedication, public life, and growth, where Cancer's buzzwords are nurturing, being home, being grounded, and emotional. So there is a push-pull between our private lives and being domestic and cocooning at home and nurturing ourselves and others, the energy of Cancer. So we could see this as internal, while being engaged in the public careers, reputation, accountability of Capricorn, external. You know, Cancer rules love and attachments, while Capricorn is ruled by achievements, rewards, and tasking. Sometimes it's called punishments because Capricorn is a taskmaster sign, always ever present, wanting to get things done. Let's talk about the mythical image and character assigned to Capricorn. The sea goat is the icon associated with Capricorn. The sea goat is a mythical creature used to represent the energy of the Capricorn zodiac. So this sea goat, as the name suggests, is half fish and half goat. This gives Capricorn a superpower. And we see this, if you know any Capricorns in your life, they're always able to circumvent and always come out on top, so to speak. The sea goat, being able to be half fish and half goat, they're able to go into the water and go to the depths of the ocean, while also then being able to climb the highest mountains. This is a unique advantage, but it can sometimes be limited because it's only using half of its body to swim and half of its body to climb. But the sea goat is all about challengings and surmounting them. So oftentimes Capricorn energy is people are concerned with how slow they move and how methodical they are. But Capricorn welcomes challenges and look forward to climbing them and surmounting them in order to live their best life. They embrace challenges to other signs and other zodiac aspects that seem too big to tackle. And if they see a reward at the end of it, they're definitely going to go for it because they find harmony and a greater sense of well-being and happiness by achieving things. And remember, the sea goat, the struggle up the mountain or going deep in the ocean can be challenging, and use this as a metaphor for your own life, because once you arrive to your destination, having passed through all of the difficulty, it usually is well worth it. Now let's talk about how this full moon in Capricorn will affect your particular astrological sign. This information comes from wellplusgood.com. And what I loved is they give a quick self-care practice as well for you to engage in during this full moon energy. And remember, the full moon comes in on Monday, July 3rd. However, we have 2 weeks to go through our intentions and utilize our focus the 2 weeks of this full moon energy. Aries, the full moon activates your 10th house of achievement, recognition, career, and reputation. Perhaps you recently received a promotion or wrapped up a major project at work. You may also be ready to leave a job you've held for a long time. With Pluto's involvement, this full moon can have you reflecting on everything it took to get to this point. Was it worth it? If you're stuck in a toxic work environment, now is an ideal time to think about where you want to be in 6 months and start moving in that direction. Your full moon self-care practice. Set some time aside to reflect on your career path and your current job. Draft a pros and cons list. Journal about your coworkers and the day-to-day experience and explore what emotions come up for you. Taurus, the full moon manifests in a psychological way for you, Taurus, as it lights up your 9th house of perspective, worldview, higher education, travel, and spirituality. You may be reflecting on more of the heavier Plutonic themes at play on the world stage, and this could cause a dramatic shift in personal perspective. It's a powerful time to contemplate the harmful beliefs you may have been carrying or clinging to. You're looking at matters through a global lens and sensing a necessary shift in personal ideology. Your full moon self-care practice. You're craving mental expansion. There's no better way than by committing to learning something new. Pick up a book you've been wanting to read or sign up for a course that interests you. Gemini, where have you given away your power in exchange for others' happiness, Gemini? The full moon moves through your 8th house of anxiety, fear, and transformation. Issues that have been left unaddressed may come up to be processed. This is a charged and draining lunation, but the emotions it brings up serves a powerful reminder that you can take your power back anytime you choose. You just have to choose yourself. Your full moon self-care practice. This is a profound time to engage in some therapeutic work, whether it's working one-on-one with a therapist or engaging in an activity like somatic work or EFT tapping. It's your time to heal. Cancer. The full moon lands in your 7th house of one-on-one partnerships and contracts, making it a well-aligned time to confront any unhealthy relationship dynamics in your life. This is a time for setting boundaries and releasing those relationships that are more draining than restorative. Your full moon self-care practice. Practice saying no. It doesn't have to be anything dramatic, but focus on the little things. If your partner or someone close to you is always asking and rarely giving, you can reserve the right to say no. This will help you build and maintain your boundaries. Leo, the full moon activates your 6th house of work, routines, and health. This type of intense lunation can have you contemplating the energy you put into your work or projects and whether it's really worth it. Are you slipping into a state of self-sacrificing and putting work first? This is an aligned time to say no, set boundaries, or kick a bad habit. You deserve spaciousness and rest. Your full moon self-care. Book a massage, acupuncture, or Reiki treatment if you can. If that's not possible at the moment, make time for rest in your schedule. Step away from work. Even set a timer to remind you every hour or so to stretch your legs and take a short walk. Virgo, this full moon moves through your 5th house of creativity, joy, pleasure, and romance. While this may sound promising, Pluto mingling with the moon may have you focusing more on your struggles in these areas than your wins. Are you feeling like your creativity is blocked? Do you struggle to integrate joy and pleasure into your days? Spending time with your inner child may lead to some answers. Your full moon self-care practice. Guided meditations for inner child work can be incredibly healing at this time. Try to ask a younger version of yourself what would bring you the most joy. Even if the answer sounds random, like finger painting or playing in a creek, listen and take the advice. Libra, family drama is on the docket under this full moon as it activates your 4th house of home, foundation, and family. With Pluto's involvement, it's likely there will be some secrets or old issues from the past that come up for air. Perhaps you're recognizing a pattern in your parents that you've picked up. This can be a healing time for family as long as you're willing to be honest and compassionate and confront the shadows. Your full moon self-care practice. Practice self-forgiveness. Before we can forgive others, we must forgive ourselves. If there's anything that's been weighing heavy on your psyche, sit with it and remind yourself that you're human. Humans make mistakes, and you can forgive yourself and move forward. Scorpio, powerful news or information could be about to rock your world, Scorpio. This full moon lands in your 3rd house of communication, self-expression, and the mind. Thanks to Pluto's involvement, the news you receive will likely be secretive in nature, which may lead to a drastic shift in your thinking. You may finally recognize a toxic dynamic or feel ready to make a change with unhealthy connections in your life. Your full moon self-care practice. Journaling about the information you learn or events that unfold around the full moon can lead to major breakthroughs. Revisit your entries in a few weeks from now, and you may find nuggets of wisdom. Sagittarius, the full moon will move through your 2nd house of income, resources, and material possessions. Consider this an opportunity to explore your relationship with scarcity. Where are you holding on too tight when it comes to your money? Is your fear getting in the way of living and enjoying life? Full moons also signal big transitions and changes, so you could be receiving a promotion, raise, or a new job opportunity. Your full moon self-care practice. Treat yourself. Spend money on something you've been wanting and send thanks and gratitude to the universe for having the resources to do so. This will shake up your relationship with money and may invite in an abundance mindset. Capricorn, it's time to begin again, Capricorn. This is your season for a fresh start. Something you have been working toward may finally be realized, but it's hard not to think about the burden you've carried to get here. Shadow sides of your identity come out to play, and it's easy to feel targeted and triggered under this lunation. Be present with yourself. You're diving into the emotional depths of your psyche and removing what no longer need to carry. Your load will lighten soon. Your full moon self-care practice. Write a letter to yourself from a future you. What's different about you? What have you moved through and released? What goals or ambitions have you materialized? Get detailed about your future life and call it in through words. Aquarius, have you been a little too hard on yourself, Aquarius? This full moon may force a period of solitude if you've been burning the candle at both ends. Rest and recuperation are required. As the moon and Pluto activate your subconsciousness, hidden memories from the past may resurface so you can process, forgive yourself, if applicable, and release them. Don't let your limiting beliefs run the show. You're feeling more internal and reflective, and now is a transformational time to engage in supportive spiritual practices. Your full moon self-care practice. Take a sick day, say no to others, and engage in any spiritual practice that is comforting you. There are a lot of feelings moving through you, so be present with them, acknowledge them, and allow them to pass. Pisces, you may have some powerful emotional connections, Pisces, but you could find yourself wondering if they're worth it. People in your social sphere may surprise you or even leave a bad taste in your mouth. If it's starting to feel like someone is taking advantage of you, Pluto's union with the moon is here to help you set boundaries and cut ties with people who don't have your best interest at heart. Your full moon self-care practice. Try some manifestation work through affirmations. What hopes and dreams for your future do you want to bring to the tangible world? State them in the present tense as if they've already arrived. Do this daily and in front of a mirror for some extra magic. As we heard from the different astrological signs, there was a common thread. One of the common threads was to just say no. Another thread was take time for yourself, to be with yourself and connect with yourself. To align with a Capricorn full moon, we need to exit our comfortable places. The idea is Cancer is the sign of the crab that lives in a shell. We need to exit that comfortable shell, and we need to set our sights on taking care of these long-standing, heartfelt things we've always wanted to do. The goal during this time is to connect with the material, the tangible, and the emotional. Capricorn is an earth sign. Cancer is a water sign. Allow the connections of the two to work together in harmony. I leave you with this cleansing ritual because before you meditate, before you set an intention, it is always a good practice to clear your mind and your energy. Ideally, you're saging or Palo Santo or lighting some fragrant incense. Here is the thought from Forever Conscious. I cleanse myself from top to toe, bringing light to everything that must go. I honor the struggles I have faced, but know I can tackle them with greater grace. I welcome wisdom. I welcome the work. I allow myself to be rewarded. I know my worth. Happy full super moon in Capricorn. May you have a wonderful holiday weekend this July 4th. Again, Capricorn and Cancer share in that they are both independent signs. Cancer is comfortable following their own paths, making their own choices, as is Capricorn. So find your freedom, find your spaciousness during this incredible lunation of this full supermoon in Capricorn coming in on July 3rd. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you found some value in the information. And remember that whenever you listen to this session, there will be a pearl of wisdom or something for you that you can take with you in that present moment. Have a great, great week ahead. Namaste. Thank you for listening to Astrodology. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help support the podcast, please hit the subscribe button and tell your friends about it by sharing this program on social media. You can also follow me on Instagram at Coda Life Goddess or at codalife.com. Coda is C-O-T-A, Coda Life Goddess or codalife.com. Thank you again for listening to Astrodology, and I'll see you next time.